may have continued on towards maybe Buffers Hook Dam, maybe north, or towards Cheetah Plain, so I'm going to see if I can look out for any tracks there. So that's the plan. Let's see how far we get with this. Yep, that zebra has completely disappeared now. Hi Ed, do I have lucky socks on today? I'm sorry Ed, I've run out of my ticket socks that I've been washing. But yes, they will be lucky if we find the cheetah. And I'll have to mark them. Right, good morning to you though. I think we might see if Induna is still around, and he had most of his carcass yesterday, so I don't think he would have stuck around really, but I could be wrong. Okay, let's see if we can, actually let me try the other entrance, because I now know why I went wrong the first time, and if I can't get it through there, then we'll come back here and try it from here. A little bit further down. So we haven't been to the den for a few days now, so we'll see if we can go back. This is not it. Should be this one. So we don't want to scare her off by going there every day, putting pressure on her. So we have been there for a few days, so I'd like to see if there has been any change. Alright with that branch then? I wonder if anybody heard any lions calling last night around the dam. Remember the Styx Pride yesterday were in Torchwood. 4 females and the young male there. Guys gave me an update last night. And if we have any new viewers, Torchwood is another property. Lies just to the east of where we are. We traverse inside Juma Game Reserve. hyena den. I just wondered if you were pointing. There's the entrance. Better off actually going that side. I think we're going to get a nice view through here. But it doesn't look like there is much movement. So I wonder if she's already gone to the communal den with them. I'll try and get a shot of the sunrise.
Maybe saying sunrise.
I was just wondering if you want to get a shot of the sunrise, that's all.
Okay, so that's hyena den, everybody.
Those of you who haven't seen it.
That's the whole ground on the summer ground.
Can you get it through there?
Yeah.
It's very still around here. I think she may have moved on already to the next den site. Might just see if there's anything just around the back here. But otherwise, we shall continue. Let's see if there is actually some way of getting around the back. But I'm not hearing anything from the hole either. Nothing lying down this side. Okay, well, we shall continue onwards. I'll start having a look around to the north, see if there's any cheetah tracks that we can find. I'd say there could be one of two reasons. The pups might just be keeping very quiet and she's gone off foraging. I'd have expected her to be back by this time. Or she has moved them. As I say, I couldn't hear anything, but it could just be really quiet. As I say, it didn't look like the communal den side to me. It's not really bare. So there's only one entrance by the looks of it, and she was the only hyena that we were seeing around here. Well, keep an eye on it. But it is the official first day of spring. And I haven't seen any other signs apart from the common wild pear. There's the bride of the bush, got a beautiful white flower. Usually the first to start flowering. And I have noticed, as Mark was saying a little bit earlier, knob thorns are starting to flower, and I saw my first one outside trying to control it was starting to flower.
Kita akan slogan saya from the box.
And some fresh activity from the termites yesterday we saw. And I have noticed one or two more insects flying around. Bless you. We'll drive down Gary line. So there's the tracks from cheetahs. Back along Central. I'll be very surprised if they are still around this area. We had 3 young males. One looked older than the other 2. The other 2 still had quite a lot of fluff around the neck. Still looked a little bit smaller than the 3rd one. Might have been 6 months, maybe a year separating the older one. But it isn't normal really to see cheetahs in this area. It's not a normal habitat. But it can happen that they do survive in this kind of habitat. So we had 3 on my old reserve, the 2 males who formed a coalition, 2 brothers, and that tends to be how they form a coalition. And they preferred the open grasslands. They seem to be a lot more successful in the hunting in the open grasslands. But the female preferred thicker bush like we're seeing now. She brought down bushbuck, and one of her first meals on that reserve was a bushbuck, as well as a parla. She used to go for that sort of sized animals, whereas the males would go for something a little bit bigger. They were trying zebra and wildebeest, usually the calves though. Occasionally I saw them actually trying to go for a fully grown, but they were still quite young. I think they're still testing their abilities. We have hyena. Let's stay on that side, or we'll see if it comes over here. There's a little road here. I've heard of a cheetah in this area actually pulling down a fully grown water buck, which is quite astounding. Forgive me, I'll just right there? Not really. No, unfortunately, it is going off onto property we can't traverse.
There's a little dam right there.
Yeah. This is Tamboti Dam, isn't it? Actually, I wonder if it's the same individual we saw on Hotel Access. It looks very similar size-wise. It's just dip below the down wall there.
We've got directions from Chidakatlan, left to Combi, just east of Old Dalton Pipeline on the far break to Nalapansi on the block here. Okay, on Chidakatlan? Chidakatlan east of Pipeline on the far break, put in the bush. But I just took the open lock.
Yeah, apparently there's 2 rhinos just in Torchwood.
We'll come back. Now, for last night, there's other nights here where south of over the dam.
There's a lot of hyena activity around here. There's another hyena. I don't think so. The other one, I think, well, maybe. So actually, I didn't drive that fast, did I? Looks like it is a bit on a mission.
I
think it's going to come out here.
The guys talking about the transport and the wall area. So the rest of the fight, I don't think, because otherwise maybe they could come up with somewhere, but I'm not sure. I'll check around later on.
Any stations interested? I've got one on BC on Buffalo's Hook Cut Line. One in BC. Now, I wonder if this BC hyena is going to go back to the den, so I think we should follow.
Copy that?
Good. Okay. Still looking out for any cheetah tracks also along here. Now what would be very nice is if this hyena decides to go to the den along this road. That would be very, very nice. I don't think it's going to do it. Wind of something, little one. Seems to be on a bit of a mission, doesn't it? I wonder if he's heard calling that there's some food available. I say we've given him quite a lot of space here, so I think he's trying to actually get somewhere rather than get away from us. He's not even looking behind him, whereas if animals are uncomfortable they'll tend to look behind them. so I want to try and keep him in our sights. Oh, don't go up there. You don't want to go up there. We'll come back onto the road. It's certainly on a mission, hey? Well, we are going into a bit of a dip here, so we may lose you guys. I just want to try and keep up with this hyena as much as possible. I do want to see where it's going off to in such a hurry. Please stop me. We are going to cut through here. Because it looks like it's going to go onto the road. That side. Are just going to prove me wrong. Yep. It's coming back this way. Go, number one. Last station, didn't copy if you got a locus gun card.
I got it, Tara.
Ah. Copy. How many movers in that block? Text in.
Yeah, morning, sir.
Morning. How many movers on that block?
So far it's just myself and German.
Copy. Can I go to the lineup spot?
That's very well.
Okay, we may lose you as we go through this dip. A little speed on it. And the cheetah have been found again, and they've actually stuck around the area. Gary Main anyway, but I think he needs to go. He's going back to the den site though. Standing by. Okay, I don't know if you managed to catch the last glimpse of the hyena there, but we went off into the drainage line here. So it's very, very thick bush in there, so we're not going to be able to follow, but I'm still pretty convinced it's making its way to where the den site is. And I'm still convinced it's somewhere just in the north of Buckleshope Dam. But the cheetah are down by the dam. Somewhere by the dam. So not too far from where we left them yesterday actually. So we'll see if we can catch up with them and see what's going on with them when there's space for us. So it can only have a certain number of people viewing them at any one time, just to try and keep them relaxed. And these three young males were very, very skittish last night. So they don't tend to stick around too much. So we're were quite lucky to spend quite a bit of time with them yesterday. So we'll see if we can slowly make our way there. And I think there was a question coming through from Marlene, that I think we just need to have it repeated. It's the hyena kind of distracted me there. But welcome to you, Marlene. Welcome on board this morning. Bill's displaying now. I think you'll be able to go in the top of the tree from here. And little one, you're going to do it again. Now he's got a camera on him, he's like, no, not going to display now. Yellow-billed hornbill. He's throwing his head back and putting his wings out. And calling, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. And quite normal for birds to sit out on the branch to mark territory. It's a very, very easy way to show other birds in the area that they're still there and they're still holding their territory. And especially as we're going to spring, we're going to be seeing that a lot more. And obviously the dawn chorus as well. We're going to be hearing more and more birds joining the dawn chorus first thing in the morning as we're going into spring. Standing by.
Where are you?
On Gary Cutline. Copy, thank you. No rush. And again, preening is a very important part of the bird's life. If any part of the feather is out of place, it can make the difference to their aerodynamics, and it can actually hinder them in their flight. So that's why they do spend quite a lot of time moving and rearranging the feathers. And they actually have a gland at the base towards their anus, which produces an oil. And you'll quite often see birds putting their bill towards that gland and then actually distributing the oil around the feathers to actually waterproof the feathers. Yeah, the crested barbet just behind us. Hey, I'm still waiting for the question from Marlene. Good morning to you, Helen. Quite a half-hearted attempt though. Flew off. He made a half-hearted attempt. And then as soon as I stopped, that's when he stopped as well. Alex, come in. Can you send a question through again, please? Okay. Standing by?
How far are you from the
Not too far, I don't think. Is it actually closer towards Gary Quitline?
Are we, yeah, very close to the
There's the complete checkpoint.
Okay, copy. I'll stand by a bit further back then.
Yeah, sure, where you're at.
Copy, no matata. I can still stand by if you wanted to view them.
No, just give me another 2 minutes.
Yeah, no matata. Okay, apparently it looks like the cheetahs are actually just at the end of this road. They've just set to the eastern side of the dam, so I was still expecting them to be a central road. So my plan was just to take it easy along this road. Then hopefully by the time that there was a space we could just pull in, but they're obviously at the end of this road here. So we'll just wait here for a little bit. Tex is actually going to pull out very shortly apparently. I don't know, can we get the spider webs on the camera there? It's just looking quite beautiful in the sunlight.
We've got the sunrise as well. It's just right into the sun, so I can't really...
It's going to be a bit difficult then.
No.
But we're still seeing a lot of the tropical tent-type spiders around. And hopefully we'll be getting to see some more golden orb web spiders. That's one of our favourite spiders. See the beautiful golden strands in the sun. Absolutely stunning. But Marlene, just wanting to know, do I think that those cheetahs are going to be able to fend for themselves that we saw yesterday? And how old do I think they are? As I say, they have definitely lost a lot of the fur on the back. There's just a little bit left. So I would be putting them, as I say, they are the 3 boys. So they would have left their mother when they're about 1.5, 2 years old. So I'm thinking they're probably about 2.5 for the ones that still have a bit of fur, and maybe about 3 for the older one. That's my guesstimate on the age. So they should be able to hunt for themselves. And as I say, the coalition, the males will usually stay together, and they will usually be able to hunt. And they may even hunt cooperatively. Abby, thank you so much. So that's actually Tex just moving out of the lock, so we're just going to give it a couple more minutes and then we'll make our way down there to make sure there's not too much sound of the engines moving around them. Shouldn't take them too long to get out. And as I say, they do work cooperatively, and I remember actually seeing the 2 boys, and it was such a funny story. As I say, they were actually one morning actually going after zebra and wildebeest, and one of them decided he wanted zebra, so he started chasing after zebra. The other one decided he wanted wildebeest, so he started chasing after wildebeest. And where they actually crossed, They stopped and looked over each other's shoulder and looked at each other going, "You're supposed to be with me on this one." And it was just that look that each other gave. Oh, it was brilliant. There was a little bit of miscommunication there, I think, that morning. And then just that delay in chasing when they actually stopped and looked at each other. The wildebeest decided, you know what, we're not going to take this from you. And they all joined together and started chasing the cheetah off. So the two boys had to hightail it out of there. But generally, female cheetah generally are solitary unless they have cubs. That's obviously why I wasn't getting any tracks at the back there. I was expecting them to come out somewhere around here. Continue onto the east. It just goes to show you can't always predict. You never know really what's going on inside their heads. Why are they here? Why are they in this area? Are they going to stay here? They are. We're gonna get them from here. See, that younger one definitely seems to be a little bit bolder. You can see there's a lot more fur in the back of the neck on the front one than there is on the back one. As I say, I don't think there's much separating them. I think 6 months at the most. Because to be honest, when I first saw them I thought this was the female with the two offspring. But definitely a little male. The one that's standing looking at us now.
Okay.
That looks to me as the adult. And the two younger ones. They don't seem to be too phased this morning. Youngsters may even be 3, but I'm not convinced. I know we're not going to have a nice view of them at the moment, especially with them being so skittish. I'd rather not have too many vehicles moving around them. As I say, they do seem to be a little bit more relaxed this morning, but I don't want to push them.
get.
How's it?
Okay, you wanna come to the second?
Yeah, positive response. There's not a car that time.
Yeah, I think it's too station now. I can book a gram going out. We are on central heading east. You can come and join.
We stop here, we should be able to get them. Just as he's going down into the dip. And again, you can see they're using the road. Less energy wasted than having to move through the bush too much. There's definitely, as I say, that younger one, he took the lead yesterday as well. He was the one that kept moving on, and the other two followed. Can I drop down a little bit more? Okay. Okay, copy, I'm on my way. Morning. Thank you. See you in a bit. Something's caught their eye. There's one looking off, but he's just literally on the crest of this hill here. Can you see the one at the back at least? Okay. I'm just going to stand by here because he's just literally on the crest of the hill, and if I try and go too far forward, I'm going to scare him off into the bush. I think he's moved. I want to see what's caught their eye. There's definitely some that's caught their eye. The other one seems to be looking there. Try and keep up with the other two. This one's going into too thick a bush here. Stations 3 Skonkana, slowly mobile south from Central Road. I've still got visual at the moment.
Okay, copy, Karam, approaching Karam,
Okay, copy that. They are slowly clambering into this ravine.
Copy.
Continue out this way, it'd be better for us. There we go. Oh. say, I want to try and stick with this one. I think the other one may have gone further in. So they may be using kind of the ambush technique where one goes behind something and forces the prey into the ambush animals. And this one seems to be hanging back a little bit. And I think they were just looking at something, but as I say, this one seems to be carrying on without really noticing what's going on. If that makes any sense. You alright getting through that? Sorry?
Can you see it?
I can only see the one.
Yeah.
Still going that way.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of heading towards this termite mound here. Still see him. Yeah, I've got one.
There's one to the side as well.
Yeah, I saw one on that side.
Right in front of our business, there's another one. 100 meters, you can see him now.
Yeah, got him. Sorry?
Is that a road there?
No. Okay. Well, whatever it was that caught the eye seems to have disappeared. Game track. I still see one.
Around there, was in the cutting, the southern side of the pipeline.
I think they are going to head too far into thick bush at the moment. I was hoping they may just find a spot to sit down.
See the one there to the right?
Saw the one that disappeared. Can you get a nice view of
No,
it?
not at all. But
No.
there's one looking.
I mean, I'm just. Oh yeah, I've got one here. Yeah.
Going straight again now.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've got one straight through there. I don't know if you're going to be able to get a shot through there. I think this is just going to be too thick for you to get through. Yeah. And from a little bit. So I'm just wondering, I'm trying to see if we can get around here maybe.
Right, looks like it's getting thick. It's opening here, but then it gets thick.
Yeah, through the back there. You might have been able to see through there. No. It looks like he's turning around. No. I'm wondering, maybe they're going through onto Vulture's Nest. They might come out into the drainage line in Vulture's Nest. That might be our best bet to try and pick them up again.
Okay. Let's do it.
Aubrey, come in. Yeah, I'm going to see if they come out around Vulture's Nest. That might be our next best chance.
Okay, copy. Yeah, I think the mobile train to the south. Let me do the package
Yeah, copy that. Are you going to stay in the area?
Yeah, positive now, when I also drive around. So we have to cross the braking line.
Copy that. Yeah, station's lost visual on the 3 Madoda Skunk Khan, slowly clambered south. Go on to Central, then try and relocate to 2 stations in the lock. By the time that we actually make it out of here round, probably it would have been about the same as them walking through into the drainage line. I think small. I'm absolutely amazed that they actually spent time here last night. I really was expecting them to carry on moving where we left them last night, but obviously they stuck around. They slept around here. Mind you, I think on my old reserve we had cheetahs who thought they were leopards really, because they used to move around quite a lot at night as well. So back on Central, Hyena's just off to the left, and Vulture Nest is going to be just off to the right. There's quite a nice marked game trail there that they're probably using. Quite nice to walk that one day actually.
Yeah.
See if we can get into the drainage line. They might just be down into the drainage line and across.
So, control must go into the long pipeline. If you come from Central, cross pipeline north. Once you over my field of overcoming from east, you join to Pakistan again. Follow that strong course into the bush east. The conventional part of the block, other side of the fireplace, nothing for
Now what's quite interesting as well about cheetah, there's been a lot of research being done on them, and it's quite possible that females will have litters with different fathers. So it could be that she actually mates while she's in estrus with 2 or 3 males, and the cubs might be sired by each of those males. And the reason why that could actually help the species is they went through quite a drop in population around 10,000 years ago. They went through what we call a bottleneck. The population basically crashed to just a few individuals. So all the cheetahs nowadays have the genetics very, very similar to each other, and that actually makes them extremely vulnerable as a species. Because if there's a disease outbreak, they can pretty much guarantee all the cheetahs are going to catch it. So to try and increase genetic variation, it sounds like the cheetahs kind of change their behavior, and they'll actually accept males who don't have a territory and mate with those nomadic males to try and increase the genetic variation. Which is quite interesting. Quite a lot of game trails that lead out here, and there's no way of knowing which game trail they're going to take.
No update up to so far. No one is also told patrol. Nice number in there.
Good morning to you, Jack. Welcome on board this morning. Just asking if I'm looking for the cheetahs. I am, Jack. Where we left them, it was too thick a bush to actually follow them. So we're trying to predict where they might come out. That's the only option that we have at the moment. So they've come south from where we were. So I think they've come into the drainage line. Aubrey says they might have gone onto Twin Dams, which is opposite. So it could easily be that they've gone into the bush and sat down. But they did seem to be like they were wanting to continue moving. might lose you as we go into the drainage line here. See if we can drive along a little bit here.
How much is left?
Yeah. Try and drive as much as we can here. They may have crossed over onto Twin Dams. So that's probably going to be our best bet to go over towards Twin Dams. But they still seem to be on an easterly direction. That's what makes me think that they're going to come out here rather than Twin Dam that side.
Careful. Pull it up. Sitting with those 5 exits.
Unless Peter cut down with south of my flat.
Copy that, remember. Thank you.
Trying to see if we can hear any alarm calling. There goes a Daco. And also, Jack, just wanting to know, do I think they were hunting? I thought so to begin with. Something definitely did catch their eye. They could have been maybe a small antelope or something. But definitely that adult, or the older one of the three, definitely looked into the bush and saw something. And the front one also, the tail was twitching a little bit, and I thought he was actually going to sort of stay behind while the other one sort of came to the front to scare something towards him. I'm hearing something moving in the bush there at the back. But I think whatever it was, if there was something, I think it ran off and they lost interest. So I think they just carried on the path. As I say, I would have thought the path would come somewhere down here. I think there's a Franklin just here. I think it might be worth us trying Vulture's Nest again. As I say, they seem to be on an easterly direction rather than a southerly. Because southerly they should have come out towards Twin Dam, but easterly towards Vulture's Nest. But I could be wrong, they could have changed the direction. Came down here to try and relocate that ostrich the other day. Hey, welcome in. Aubrey, wasn't it? Sorry, Abel, I was looking for Aubrey. Any look your side?
Yeah, not like from my side. It's still being down from the China Plain area. Not like, but I am just functioning accordingly. That's the drainage line.
Copy that. I've been into the drainage line. I've sat there for a little while. I heard Lutu. I'm on Twin Dam at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is Nongo Kararing. I'm on the south and east of the south. Yeah. Them road somewhere or close by the village.
Yeah, Aubrey's actually doing Vulture's Nest at the moment, so he's keeping a look out there and coming through towards Chalapan. So we might as well continue on a little bit, just see if they haven't turned. Oh, he's turned to the back. Okay, we'll turn around then. Because I'm still convinced that's where they're going, this Vulture's Nest. I need a spot to turn around.
Far away, but that's not
Abel Aubrey is going to sit back that side.
But also I'm going to check the rest of them. I'm on my way. I'm on close. They were on the block. If we had went along the exit, it was like close to brown ivory. There were different kinds of brown ivory and kinds of
Okay, we'll give it one more go. See if we can find where these shooters have gone. Hi Chris, welcome on board this morning. Wondering how guides and guests stay safe in the bush. And I couldn't quite copy the last part of the question. But, we use basically the knowledge of the animals, and the more time you spend and experience the animals from every range, whether it be an animal that's being aggressive to an animal that's being placid, and you actually start to learn the behaviour, and obviously the behaviour is really going to tell you a lot, then really your mind and how you interact with those animals or react to those animals will help to keep you safe. For instance, if there is a rhino that's unhappy with you, if he's looking quite aggressive, then you make sure that you don't get too close to that rhino. Female with a calf, you immediately be on high alert, because a female with a calf is going to be a lot more aggressive to vehicles getting close to her than a female without a calf, especially a newborn calf. So it's actually understanding the situations and respecting the animals. And as I say, that it's got a lot to do with it. If you respect the animals, they'll pick up on that. And there'll be no need for them to flee away from you or to become aggressive towards you. If you were to sit right on top of a rhino with a baby, you're trying to get too close to her straight away, especially. It's like someone getting right up in your face. And believe me, I don't like someone getting into my face. And I'll either back off or I'll shout at them. And that's exactly how the animals react. They'll either, you know what, I don't want to be here, I'm going to move, and they will move away, and you don't get a nice sighting, or, as I say, you get an animal that becomes aggressive, and that's when you start getting a dangerous situation. But it's up to the guide to keep the guests safe. And before you go out on a game drive, you have what we call a pre-trial brief. So we have the guests all in the vehicle, ready to go, and then we tell them, okay, don't stand in the vehicle because that will upset the animals. Don't try and climb off the vehicle unless we tell you it's safe to do so. And it's basically telling the guests how to behave around the animals. And obviously you do get people who forget, and you ask them politely, obviously, to either sit down if they have stood up, or if they're doing something. But you do have to be quite firm, and there has been the odd occasion where I have had to put my foot down. And the reason being, you are responsible for 11, maybe 12 lives on a vehicle. And if you don't put your foot down in a situation, then that could be a situation where someone gets injured or killed. And there has been the odd occasion. But as I say, it's very, very rarely that you do hear of people having these problems. But it is up to the guide to keep the people safe and to make sure they understand the dangers of the bush, but to also open the bush for enjoyment and to obviously be the link between the two. So as I'm doing with you guys, trying to explain what's going on and helping you to understand what I'm trying to do and why I'm looking in certain places, explaining about the bush, from the animals to the trees, the birds, the insects. Oh, there's a black-headed oriole that just flew off. Got a little birding party here. Eating party. I think we might be a little bit too far east from where they were going. I'm still convinced they were going to go this way. I wonder if they haven't found a nice spot to sit down in. And as we stop, all the birds fly off. I can still hear the blue waxbills calling here. Just going to carry on up towards Central, because you never know, they may have actually deviated again and gone that way. Otherwise, we might just leave them and continue looking at other things. As I say, yesterday with the cheetah, it was the same sort of thing. Didn't want to get too close to them because as soon as we entered the sighting, I was taking it very, very slowly anyway, because I could see already they were looking. And cheetah, they're not really going to become aggressive towards you, they're just going to move away. Cheetah can be quite easily intimidated, but again you have to always respect that there may be an occasion where cheetah will turn aggressive. It's with them looking, I was taking it very, very easy, and there was one that kind of sat up, so I switched off. Unfortunately we didn't get a great view at that stage, but the cheetahs stayed put. They relaxed back down again, and then I was able to move, and they still stayed, and we actually got fairly close to them I think some of the other vehicles got, and we were actually able to view them quite nicely towards the end, but it took us a while, but patience paid off, and we were able to see them very nicely. I would have expected to see the rate that they were walking, and if they were going to cross this road, I'd have expected to see tracks, or at least them by now. Maybe they have gone back into the drainage line and stayed in there. Okay, what do you reckon? Once more for good luck? I think we'll say once more for good luck. Maybe back into the drainage line. It might be that these cheetahs decide that they want to be leopards and maybe start acting more like leopards and staying in the drainage lines or staying in this area. Okay, someone's just picked up tracks from the Styx Pride, heading from Torchwood through Buffalo's Hook Dam and into the north towards Nyala Dam, which is further north in Buffalo's Hook property. So they must have just snuck through last night.
Yeah, I'm on Guadalupe Road now, heading north towards the Yami Road. There, and head north south on the Buffalo Road.
Yeah, I heard something there. Okay, I think they're actually saying Nyala, possibly Nyala Pans. They're saying Nyala Dam, which I'm sure Nyala Dam is actually on Bucklesford side. But they're saying west, along central towards Nyala Pans, I think. There's tracks. Thanks, Jack. So if I do a cheetah call, who thinks that I'll be able to find them? It worked yesterday. They definitely looked yesterday. Okay, we'll just carry on a little bit further down here. If we're not lucky, then we will see if we can help try and find the lions. Where did that bird fly off from? I thought there was a bird alarm calling, but it was just flying over, I think. It sounded like an Egyptian goose. If people haven't heard a cheetah before, they kind of yelp, do a high-pitched yelp, and they whistle as well. So the supraspensorium or hyoidium process in their throat is ossified, so they're not able to roar like big cats, and they're actually not in the same genus as the big cats. Big cats are in Panthera, which is the lions, the tigers, the leopards, and they're all capable of roaring, or a form of roar. That's the cheetah, or in Asionics. And they also don't have protractile claws. They're constantly out. And the reason why protractile rather than retractile is the protractile, it's actually muscles when they are in use. That's when the claws are out, but when they're relaxed, the claws are actually sheathed. Whereas retractile, it actually means the opposite way round. Their claws are out continuously, so that it gives them that extra grip when they're running. It's almost like they have the spikes in the shoes. Actually, are you any good at the cheetah? It's down to me again, isn't it? Make the cheetah call. Kind of does, say, it sounds like a little dog yelping. Yep, yep, yep. Kind of thing. First time I heard it, it was very, very odd. I remember being on foot once and hearing a whistle, and both me and the guy that I was on foot with kind of looked at each other and we thought, that doesn't sound like any bird we know. But it was actually a whistle rather than a yelp. And then we happened to just look in the same direction and we noticed a cheetah about 15 meters away from us. Couldn't care less about us, actually. He was quite oblivious to us almost. And he just was continually whistling for his brother. We are going to have to leave these cheetah. Hi Tony. Just asking, also the dogs, they also have claws that are out constantly. And does that mean they're not so sharp? That's actually very true, Tony. They actually get worn down quite a lot. Same with the hyenas, actually. Hyena claws. Excuse me. See a little baker ahead. Anyways, sounds off. Okay, so we are going to leave the area. Giving us a bit of a run around, I think. As I say, I'm not getting any tracks on the road. I think they found somewhere just to rest a little while. Maybe had enough of the vehicles. As I say, they weren't running. But seems to be on a bit of a mission.
Copy, thank you.
Stations leaving the area where the skunk arm were last seen. Try to relocate as new to at the moment. Last seen travelling southeast from central towards Vulture's Nest area. Which station with Ngala? I've been in a handheld, can copy to her.
Let me check somewhere tranquil that Madam let me check somewhere Madam
Copy, thank you so much. Okay, it sounds like they had 5 of the Unkapuma prides, 2 males and 3 females. It's actually inside Buffalo's Hook, so I was right. They were talking about Nyala Dam. Again, Buffalo's Hook further north, but they have said there were some tracks around Drakensberg and Mamba Road. So let's go and see if we can try and have a look around there. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have any more luck with the cheetah, but at least we're able to see them for a little while. Maybe this afternoon might be able to relocate them. I think they might come out towards Chelapan area. So we'll continue on towards Mamba Road through the drainage line again. And I still want to have a scratch around up in Buffalo's Hook towards the dam. See if we can try and relocate where those hyena were. See if there's any drag marks around there. And if anybody's joining us for the first time, my name's Tara. I'm your guide this morning. Feeling that warm, it actually feels like an afternoon. Kevin's joining me on camera. Alex is in final control, forwarding through any questions you might have. Ah, I did see something. The other bull here. Be able to see from there. Yeah. Beautiful Nyala bull. I say they've really been displaying to the females quite a lot recently. Being very precise at where they place their feet. You can see that silver mane on the back, known as philo-erection, which just means the hairs get pushed up and stood on end, just like the warthogs. Maybe you see warthogs, and they've actually got a lot of hair down the back of the neck, and if they're scared, they'll actually make this hair stand up so it makes themselves look bigger. And that's the whole purpose of that. And especially with the Nyalas, is to make themselves look bigger, more impressive to the other males, and obviously to the females as well. And they'll actually walk around in a circle and try and weigh up who is the bigger male.
Have you ever seen the Nyala bulls fight?
I actually haven't been that lucky yet. Have you?
Nope.
I don't know, but tell him about the Nyala population.
I've only seen the impala fighting.
I'm getting a bit of a blown out picture.
Is it? Okay. We'll move and leave the Nyala to his own devices. Oh. Are you going to be able to get this little brown job here? Oh, okay. Rattling Sister Cola just flew up onto the bush and flew off again. LBJs again. And there's going to be a lot more during the summer. The warblers, pipits, the larks, testiculars. Always good fun. That was the bush fax machine. Sounds like the rhinos are still sleeping in Torchwood towards the fire break on the eastern side of Cheetah Line. As we make a loop up towards Waffles Hook, we'll see if we can drive past there and maybe see if they're awake. Tracks here. So there's been a lot of hyena movement all over here. I've not really seen much in the way of fresh elephant tracks or dung or anything like that. We've actually been doing quite well for our rare sightings though this week. We've had Jared and Cass had 2 woolly badgers towards the end of last week, the ostrich, and the cheetah a couple of times now. Maybe even go for a 3rd time this afternoon. It can happen. Anything is possible. Looks like a big herd of buffalo passed through here. Just look old though. And we're still waiting for those dung beetles. Dung beetles and millipedes. I'm really looking forward to seeing again, especially when the first rains come. You should see quite a lot of millipedes, chongololas in Zulu. Quite a fun creature to play with. Chameleons as well, we should start to see a bit more activity from the chameleons. Say more scorpions, although I've been having my own run-in with a scorpion. I was taking a shower the other day, felt something on my foot and looked down at the scorpion on my foot. Needless to say, I didn't react too well to it. Kicked it off quite quickly. But I did rescue it. I think it was, I actually have some wooden slats at the bottom of my shower, and I think it was actually hiding under there, obviously with the water, so I wasn't too happy about it. But on closer inspection, it's actually a thick-tailed, which can be medically important. It was only about this big, it's quite a small one. Generally, as the rule goes, if the scorpion has very small pincers, which this one did, it had tiny pincers, it relies more on the venom to kill its prey. So it will have a thicker tail, so the venom is going to be more medically important to humans. As in, it's more dangerous to humans. And if they have large pincers, like rock scorpions, then they use the pincers catch the food. They don't rely as much on the sting. And the sting from a rock scorpion is just like a bee sting. Painful, but it's not really medically important. Unless you are obviously with bees allergic. I don't know if it actually causes an allergic reaction in the same way. I think it's slightly different. Chemical makeup of the venom. These lion tracks that we're talking about. Nope, these are zebra tracks. There's the line tracks they're talking about. They are heading west. Possibly towards the south actually. One set of tracks so far. Two. Just see what they're doing here. The sun going up and down. If I try and drive too far, we're going to wipe them all out.
Around Fuzzingbird going north, south away from Rock Creek,
It looks like one male and two females. I'm going to see if there's any more sort of moving off. I think it looks like they're going south. So I didn't see any at that junction, so that's what makes me think they are going south. And they're kind of walking down the road on this side, and they kind of cross over. It kind of gives the impression that they are moving off into the bush. I'm just going to have a quick check on the other side of the vehicle.
Looks like it's going to be a very hot day here at Juba. The sun is getting higher in the sky. You can definitely feel the temperature increasing quite a bit.
Yeah, I can as well, huh? Actually getting quite pleasant. Okay. They've done something funny. So they've walked down the road, and I think something must have caught the eye, and they've done a completely 90-degree turn. So they've actually gone that way by the looks of it. This, I found the two females went that way, but I can't find where the male went off. But something obviously did catch the eye, because you can also see there's a couple of skid marks sort of thing, that they've kind of looked like they were carrying on walking, and then they've just stopped all of a sudden and look into the bush. So we'll carry on driving up here, see if there's anything else in this block here. And I wonder if it's two females and the one male from the Styx Pride. They seem to like to go around together. So they're not looking particularly fresh. It does look like they are over the zebra tracks. Possibly sometime last night. This is basically where they start walking in. If you want to just check, see if there's nothing here that's coming back out again. It's very clear. It just goes to show it's always worth just checking out. So just where they were walking, it looked like they were walking off there, as I was saying earlier.